Warrior Nation, it is Shane Fair, and I am beside your Warriors of Wrestling No Limits, two-time Warriors of Wrestling No Limits champion. This is the Indy Darling, the modern-day rock star, Eroc. And as I mentioned, this is your second reign now as the Warriors of Wrestling No Limits champion. What is different about the second time around as opposed to your first reign? What's different about this reign in specific?
May I just say, Shane, it is an honor that you picked me as your first guest, and of everyone else in Warriors of Wrestling. You didn't pick Darius Carter, TJ Marconi. No, he picked the best in Warriors of Wrestling. He's got good opinions.
Certainly, and that's why I wanted you here ahead of your four-way match on May 18th at WrestleShow. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about your last match in April. This was a singles competition, Most Precious Blood Church in Brooklyn, New York, on that night taking on Danny Storm in singles competition. Now, what was curious to me about this specific match is that you implored the help of Ivan Garcia of the Kingsmen. Kind of did your dirty work on this evening to retain that championship. You want to tell us about that?
I think I needed help to retain this title against Danny Storm? No. Ivan only helped me because he's realized. He's watched the former Kingsman himself take down the king with his own two eyes and realized that he wants what I have, what I've done. Become a champion. Did something that Justin Adams has never done. Become the No Limits champion. He realized that Justin is all talk and no show. But I can make him a champion. I can make the Kingsmen champions.
Interesting. As you speak, it's as though we have a little bit of insight to your strategy here. Is it true here that you're kind of employing some kind of divide and conquer strategy with the Kingsmen? Is this what the end game for Eroc is with the Kingsmen?
Every single kingdom falls by his own men. That's exactly what's going to happen to Justin Adams. When I take the Kingsman away from him, I make my own kingdom. A former Kingsman turns into a king.
Tale of redemption. Interesting. It would be quite an arc for you, Eroc. Now, the next step for you doesn't involve any of the Kingsmen. It involves a fatal four-way at WrestleShow on May 18th involving Disco Dane, the Triple Crown winner and probably one of the most decorated warriors in the history of this company, Chris Steeler, and third, a man that, let's face it, you're currently 0-4 against with no wins, and the one, Mike Datello. How do you feel going into that fight?
Listen here, Shane. I don't care how decorated Chris Steeler is. I'm having the best No Limits title reign we've seen in years. In the 16 years of Warriors of Wrestling, there is no one doing it like me. And Mike Datello, I don't care how much he works, how much he says he's the best, how much he puts in, how much shit he talks. He'll never be better than me. He'll never have the talent that I have, no matter how much he works for it.
Interesting, Eroc. All right, I see that you're fired up for this match, and I certainly respect it. You spent 4 months away. We'll call it Eroc version 2.0 now. If you could go back and give that Eroc version 1.0 any advice, since you've come back from hiatus with this new found intensity and vigor, what would you say to that quote-unquote version 1 of Eroc months ago?
I would tell that kid to look at every single person in that locker room and realize that you're better than them. You're better than every single one of them. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they've done here. You are better than them. You have all the potential to be the best in the world. So take it with your own hands and prove that you're the best. The best!
Eroc, May 18th, Fatal 4-way, best of luck. Don't lose this intensity. You go in that match with that, you probably aren't going to need any help from Ivan Garcia this time around.
Thank you, Shane. I'll see you May 18th.
Two-time Warriors of Wrestling No Limits champion Eroc. You'll see him in action in that Fatal 4-way. Once again, Chris Steeler, Disco Dane, Mike Datello, Fatal 4-way action. It all goes down at WrestleShow. Will Eroc be victorious and fulfill his pledge? You'll have to see. May 18th.